Welcome to Crypto 4.0 Artificial Intelligence channel. This time I will present HBAR Price prediction. Similar to the previous video, we need to understand the regression model. Supervised machine learning regression basically predict the future price based on new data sets. But before to doing that, it's necessary to collect the data about, in our case, market cap and volume of transactions and price, then split these data sets in training data and test data. Then we'll train this data in different models. The model that have a smaller error will be the model that we use for our regression. Later on, based on future possible market cap and volume of transaction, we will have a new data set and we use the same regression model to make the prediction of the price. That's the general concept that we had. So the current price of HBAR Redera is 0.29. We cannot forget that the price in November was around 0.04. So the price since beginning of November have an appreciation of 7x. So that's need to be clear. But let's consider the price of today, and in the end we see the how will be the appreciation, expected appreciation for next year. So as I mentioned, the first step is to collect the database. Again, as you saw, if you saw my previous video, you know that you need to go to, for example, CoinMarketCap website, looking for the coins that you want to collect the data. Come in here, click on all options and click here. Here will open up the options that you download the Excel file. In Excel file, you need to work on the data. What you need to use as independent variable are market cap and volume. This is the one that used to predict your price. So we have the first historical data, and then the next step is basically to import this data to MATLAB software, and the MATLAB software you automatically calculate the root mean square error between 4 different models. So here we have regression, linear regression. That was the one with the smaller root mean square error. If we compare with other models such as linear regression, supervised linear regression, tree, and so on. So this was the one that was chosen to predict the future price. And then after that I will export the data, and then this data will come out in MATLAB workplace here. And then of course this is the function. What I had to do is to import the market cap price prediction and use for the next year 2025, and then by using that I need to put this name here, and then the model will predict the market cap for next year. And then what we've got is basically this. I will put this these results of price prediction for next year depends upon the market cap and volume of transactions. So we need to keep in mind that this market cap was basically estimation of what's the possible value of market cap. So if increasing 10% what we compared to what we have now, and then of course depends on the market cap, we will get in a rank position comparing the current rank of coins. So what we expect is that in case of HBAR, that's what we see as a possible is a 10x from the price that we have now. So we have 3 point. We have 3 point. Let's check in here. So where is that? We have the price in here. Yeah, we have almost 0.3. Yep, so it's around 0.3, and then of course we expect that's 10x possible. We cannot forget that we already had almost 7x from the price from November. So if the price goes more, 10x is very good price. That's why I do not expect that to have this 20 and 40x from the price, the current price now. But it's low probable, it's possible, and if that's happened, the HBAR will get around the 7th or 3rd in the rank. So this is a possible position that HBAR get in the rank, and then of course if they get this a very good position in rank, the HBAR will have 10x, 20x, 40x from the price that we have now. Then of course if we consider this 0.04 that we had in the past is far more than 100x that we'll get in next year. So as I mentioned before, we had an we applied this prediction on by using MATLAB. So as I mentioned before, we can also have the different let's say software algorithms to apply machine learning. And in this video I will present you how we can use the R Studio. R is a one free software that we can use. We need to know to code. I go step by step coding and doing the process, and you understand how to use R language to also to make your coins prediction for next year. Then you can download the R Studio or other or simply R Studio is more is easier and have more tools to let's say to make the supervised machine learning or unsupervised machine learning assessment. In our case, we focus on supervised machine learning regression. So the first step is to install the R Studio. I consider that you already have installed the R Studio. Now we need to open the R Studio, and then it comes up with this screen here. So and then you have three areas here. So the main area is this one here where all the codes comments will be input, and then you see also the results here. This area here, they define basically what are the files that's inside here, and then here you have let's say package plots and others information. So let's the first step, starting from the first steps, is to import the data set. So I will import from Excel. We have different files, and then I need to come here. Very important aspect when we are considering the R Studio is that the format of the file need to be at XLM. So previously we use here for when we use MATLAB, that was not this format, but for the let's say for using the R Studio, you need to have this format. So and then the software accepts the formats. You can see here the database, the price of the price of the HBAR, the volume and market cap. I will import this database. Then the first command is attached. So this command means basically means that the database is inside. So when there's no error, they already consider the database. So I can make this very important point here. For example, here I can check the correlation between the two variables. So let's see price and volume. So there you see that price and volume is 66 points, is not a high correlation, and I can also check the correlation between the price and market cap. So let's doing that. Correlation between price and market cap is also 58. So and then I can always check the correlation to check if the correlation is good or not. So what I'm going to do now, so let's split the data. So when you are applying regression, supervised machine learning regression, the first step to split the data in let's say in training data and and testing data. And then to do that, you need to use the index command. So you need to write index sample. The 63 is 63 data that we have, lines in our Excel sheets. And then of course here we have 19. These 19 are the test sample. And then I will create, I will check to be sure that this index is fulfilled. Is in there the index. Okay, these are the 19 values, random values. Then I can let's say put now create for the test data set. The test data set, they will use this index indeed to create my test data set. So I need to put HBAR point test, the name of the data set that have the test data, and then I need to write HBAR index like the format in here. And then when I click in here, I have HBAR price test done. So if I click on here, I send this command now, you give me the information which are the database for HBAR test. And here we are, we have the information about HBAR test data. So if I want to get more information about this HBAR testing data, I use the command dimension, and the command dimension is based on this DMM, and then I just need to type. And then they told me that I have 3 variables, that's the price, volume, and market cap, and I have 19 data. As I define it here above, when I define that I want as a test sample 19. And then of course I can also get my training data. It's very similar what I've got when I consider the testing data set, split the data set, but I need to use here minus in the index, and then they will produce my HBAR training data set. And then here we have the HBAR training data set, and that is all the data set that's selected here. They get a random 163 data minus they get 50 let's say they got 46 data from this data set here around, and that's my sample. Then my next step is to make a prediction of my model. So basically what I'm going to do is to make a linear prediction. I need to write here these are functions. A linear prediction is the code is at n. Then I have the independent variable that I want to predict the price, and then I have the signals here that's basically consider all dependent variable, and then I need to define which are the data set I want to use. So we can see very important information here. So basically they give the coefficients that I use in my linear regression for each values here. Another very important point now that I have my HBAR model is that I can create a stepwise model. So remember from my first video that stepwise model indicate if the variables have a good correlation. The dependent variable, independent variable have a good, the dependent variable have a good correlation with independent variable. So basically what I'm going to do here is to create a database called model that gets my linear prediction. And now what I'm going to do is to create a stepwise model. So stepwise model, basically I need to write the word step, and then they will use stepwise model from the linear prediction. And then this is the result in here, and what I want to show is how is these they show how significant are the information. So here's sum of square error, and here are the information about the let's say the linear, the stepwise. But of course I can always use my let's say linear regression model. So let's now consider to predict the model, and then when I use predict the model, they get the stepwise and predict the values of my model. And then to check, one way to check if my model fits well on my prediction is basically here to use the plot price prediction. So I've got a mistake here because the price file gets the main file that have 6-3 data, and then when I get prediction from the model, they get only 56. So this not fits. I need to have to plot. I need to have the same number of data in two data. That's why I need to now to use this linear model. So I come back here, I use linear model, and I'm going to do the prediction for the HBAR dataset. So just to facilitate my example, I would also create a file training data by splitting it by create a second file. This second file is the data that I want to predict 2025. So I would create the training data with less data, and then that would work. But that's just to make simple. I just get for the whole data set, and I want to create a linear model prediction. And then yeah, so what I'm going to do now is to predict for the whole model. So now I will let's say I will do again the same commands, calling model. So let's use here the same commands. I will create a model, but here I use HBAR train data. Okay, so here we are. And now what I want to do, I will predict the model. I will predict the model. These are my model with all 6-3 data. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is to plot the data set. I will plot the data sets, and then we'll see how is the line between these two. So I can see that's the plot predicted. I can see here on the bottom right corner the predicted model and the price. So what is the value, how this is shaped. So now what I can do, and what I'm going to do, is to import the second file. And this file, this file has basically the data from the 2025, and I use the same let's say the same logic by applying 10%, 20% of possible increasing on market cap and volume of transaction. Then what I need to do, I also need to come here, and this is the file. This file have the same size that I had before, but without price, and that's what I want to predict. So I will import this file. Now I have file price prediction 2, and what I need to do now is to predict make prediction for the new data set. So I use my model, that's a linear regression, and I will predict my new data with that's by using my new data, that's HBAR 0.2. So when I have an error here, so let me fix. That basically was the name. And here is the prediction. Then what does it mean? If I got the less values from this model, that are these these values here and compare what I predicted, I will have probably the value similar to what I had in the let's say in the previous what I predict in the what I predict to by using the MATLAB. So let's doing that. I just copy and paste the values here. So now I'm going to do just pasting here the values that I have, and then I will compare in the end with the values that I predict for compare with the values that I predict to when I use the, let's say, the MATLAB software. So I will get the 13 values. Okay, so let's do it and compare with the result that I've got from MATLAB. So here this is 11 values that I have. The other prediction is not so interesting for me. So what I'm interested in is this 11 value that I had here. So now what I'm going to do is to compare this file with the one that I had before. So let me, based on the prediction that I had, by using no, it's not this one, it's the one that had the result, the file that I had that I use MATLAB. So here we are. Okay, I have these two files. I have this one and I have this one. And here I have the price. So I can even create here one column to check which are the price that I've got comparing. This is MATLAB, this is the price from R Srudio, this is the price from MATLAB. Okay, so by comparing the price for MATLAB, I can also make this comparison of 3x, 2x, 20x. But yeah, it's something that is in the range here. You can see that's not so different, and that will in the end come something very similar what I have here. So this is how I can use MATLAB, how I can use R Srudio to make the predictions of my crypto coin price. So by look on the summary of the supervised machine learning regression by using R Srudio, R algorithm, we have very similar results here. So these are the price prediction as presented before, and then we use the same, let's say, approach. We increase the market cap volume for 10% along the time. Then if we assess the appreciation that we have based on the increase of market cap, we can see that in the end we get the same result. We expect something between 9x and 30x. That means between something in this range, in the third, 10th and third position in the rank for HBAR. So we got to the end. Thanks for your attention. Hope you appreciate the video that's present also how you use the R Srudio R code to make your supervised machine learning regression. In our case, price prediction for HBAR crypto coins. See you in the next video.